Hi, Mike Fiffik here at Fiffik Law Group. I've been working for over 30 years to help small business owners protect and grow their businesses. And I'm here with some important information about the Corporate Transparency Act. This act, which became effective in January of 2024, applies to 32 million small businesses. And if you're a small business owner, it probably applies to you. That act required small business owners to file with the U.S. Department of Treasury information about the business's owners. So that's a very invasive, it's a new requirement for small businesses and something that has been a bone of contention with small business groups. So the National Small Business Association filed some litigation challenging this act and the requirements for small businesses. And a U.S. District Court judge in Alabama just yesterday ruled that the Corporate Transparency Act is unconstitutional. The plaintiffs in that case were seeking a permanent injunction against the implementation of the Corporate Transparency Act and the beneficial owner information filing request that comes along with that act. And they were successful. So what does this say about your obligation as a small business owner to comply with the Corporate Transparency Act? Well, I think in the words of Paul Harvey, the rest of the story has yet to be written in this case. The injunction, at least thus far, applies only to the plaintiffs in that case. And even more broadly, it may only apply to the members of the National Small Business Association. So it doesn't necessarily help you as a small business owner out there if you're wondering what you're supposed to do to comply with this rule. And you have until the end of this year to comply. So there is some time to stay tuned to find out what more might be said or might come down about your obligations as a small business owner. So the U.S. government is probably going to appeal this decision, and they will seek a stay of the impact of this case during the pendency of the appeal. That's most likely to occur within the next 30 days. So we should know a little bit more about your immediate requirements in the next 30 days. The U.S. Department of Treasury, and specifically FinCEN, which is the part of the Treasury that administers the beneficial owner information filing requirement, may also issue some guidance to small business owners about what their obligations are regarding reporting and filing during the pendency of this appeal. And there may also be other copycat cases that are filed out there. So there may be all kinds of litigation involving the Corporate Transparency Act. So there's a lot to be written about this. Now, the judge's ruling only applies to the Corporate Transparency Act, the federal statute passed by Congress. There are many states that are in the process of filing their own version of the Corporate Transparency Act, but at the state level, and in those states, if those acts are passed, this judge's ruling will have no impact on your obligation to comply with some type of Transparency Act filed in your state. So stay tuned. You can certainly check in on our website at fiffiklaw.com and all of our social media. We will be posting regularly updates regarding your obligations as a small business owner concerning the Corporate Transparency Act.